hand bent. It's sprained.
So you threw an uppercut and where did it land? Did it land? Did he block it? What happened per
Nah, I
se?
landed on the top of his head. So when it landed on top of his head, I guess my hand, I don't know, wasn't fully closed, and it just
Not a wrist properly. And the wrist should never shift when you're in a fight if it's wrapped properly.
Mm,
yeah.
that's very important. The wrapping of the hands. That's so. When did you catch on to that, senior? And you just let it go?
Oh, the next morning his hand was swelled up like a balloon.
Okay.
And it had like these three dots, like if his bone was coming out of his skin type. So I took him to get an MRI and X-ray, and one doctor gave his opinion. Then I went to another doctor, and both of them said the same thing. He got a grade 2 sprain, and it's going to take 3 to 6 weeks for his hand to get back right. His wrist, and they advise don't risk it because he could damage it even more. It'd be unrepairable in a sense. They said just let it's repairable now if y'all just let it rest.
Wow. Wow. So yeah, I did see the three dots. I did see the three red dots on it. So what's the situation? So is it a sprain? Is it a sprain ligament? Well, what did the doctor rule it?
It's just sprain, a grade two
It's
sprain. So it has
ligament.
some partially torn ligaments. That's really about it.
Your coming back date. When did they say that you could actually train in the gym now?
I could train whenever.
The next fight is the end of February. You can't train whatever. They said 3 to 6 weeks, you can't do nothing. After 6 weeks, he could go back in the gym, and the fight is the end of February, the beginning of March. And it should be for the world title. He'll be in line to fight either Tank or Lucas Body that won the opportunity to fight for Tank belt. So one of them should be in March.
I mean, what's your feeling on that, Floyd?
I mean, I don't got no feelings really. I just got to get back, make sure my hand is healed correctly, and just chill out. Like right now, I want some family and friends, just trying to get my vibe back right. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, obviously we made some comments back in the day. Not necessarily you, but your pops talking about Shakur's hands. When do you feel like this could be a possible problem in the future, or do you feel like this is just a one and done thing?
Oh, you knew I was grabbing that one. Nah, his wrist, he sprained his wrist. He didn't break his hand. He didn't fracture his hand. His wrist went back further than it should have been. He sprained his wrist. That's all that is.
y'all
So a
both
couple of
trash.
ligaments. But the difference is we rock in spawn. In spawn, we rock. Like last time, the only other time we had to pull out because he broke his rib. Like we don't go pit pat in sparring. It's war. But we preparing to go in that ring and get the fans the best show. So that's about it. He going into his grown man strength, and he don't realize how powerful he is. And that's what happened. That's basically what happened. He hits too hard right now. So I gotta hire a hand specialist to help him develop his hands to match his body because he about to get into his prime and get his grown man strength, and he already knocking dudes out.
And people
So
act like athletes don't get sprains. I mean,
no, but I think a lot of athletes, the boxers, we do neglect the fact of hiring a hand
Mike
specialist because you're punching bags all day and punching
trash.
people heads and everything else. So next camp, we're gonna make sure we hire a hand specialist on the team. That focus will be the hands and the wrist. And I think every boxer should do that if that's how they make money. So they don't have to run into this incident. Because I spent a lot of money in camp and then lose a mid 6 figure fight. So for everybody else, they could talk what they want, but I lost like 300 grand.
She getting
So
closer
I'm
to
the one
you.
taking it hard, but money don't come before my son. And if he's gonna fight a former champion, he's going in there with both hands because we gotta deliver
Got to
knockout.
get the fans 100%.
Right. So any fan that's feeling a certain way, that's not a real fan. Because Floyd always said, "I'm not going in the ring damaged because I gotta give my fans 100%."
No excuses.
So nah, Shakur incident is different. Shakur broke his hand. Those not gonna ever heal back up, right? So here y'all go.
Yeah, no. You see your dad's very
I know.
Huh?
you can see your dad very concerned, and that's good because hearing about Shakur's hand injury, it seemed like he just kept going back to the gym. He like kind of ignored the fact that he was kind of hurt, and you see how your energy, a fighter's energy, is gonna be like Shakur's. I want to get in there. I want to get in there. But like he said, you're gonna have to take a break to make sure you get that
Mm.
healing process. So what is that process in between? Like, is it just straight icing it and stuff like that, or what's
I
the
ain't gonna
process?
lie. The doctor said I gotta keep ice on it. I can't use my hand at all. Like they got me in this. It was so frustrating trying to run. And
People have a hard head and want to go throwing their way. And it's a science to boxing. So he learned. I'm glad he learned now. I spoke to Jojo. Jojo just left me a message that I heard. We're gonna share the ring. It's just postponed. It ain't like we're not fighting Jojo. We could fight him in
and I'm
February,
saying, like,
and JoJo agreed. Like he was the first one I contacted JoJo because we contractors and it's only fair. He's been in camp working hard, and I gave him all the evidence, the doctor's notes, the everything, and said, "Yo, bro, we got to pull out of this fight." And but we're gonna keep it going for you. I'm gonna ask Oscar to find you an opponent so you still make your money. And so Oscar and them agreed. Of course, they're gonna be upset because the network. It's a lot of people involved and a lot of money involved when you have to pull out of a fight. Fans bought tickets. Some of them got to cash in, and now the promoter got to resell those tickets, and it's like a lot. Hotels lose money. It's a lot. So, we had to
And it can't
apologize
keep
to
happening
everybody.
too, and it can't keep happening as well.
No, it ain't, it can keep happening. This is boxing. People act like we in tennis. We practicing. People ribs get broke. The only other time we pulled out is kids. The doctor pulled them out. Kid having a
Hmm.
broke rib. The other time against Shakur, we didn't pull out. The British Board of Commission pulled us out. Anybody could Google that. We did not pull out. The British Board of Commission pulled us out and they took our license and told us we cannot fight in Saudi Arabia. And there was nothing we could do about it. It was a whole, and I ain't even gonna say the whole shit was rigged, but I'm gonna leave that alone because it was February, but it was coincidence how everything happened. So anyway, but on to this part. This the only the second time we had to pull out. First time Floyd rib got broke. This time the doctor said it's his sprain. He can't fight. Boxers, listen to y'all bodies though. Fuck what everybody else saying. You risking your life in there. If you can't go in there with both hands and prepared to go 100%, you're dumb. Don't go in there and risk getting brain damage or killed because people telling you, oh no, go in there now, even if your arm broke or this or that. Nah, that's whack. That's whack. So anyway, Millie, that's what happened. And I think on a real level, Millie, between me and you, I
between
think
you and you, it's him.
no, I don't care. I'm talking to him. I'm not the other people that's on there on there. God saved JoJo, man. JoJo got real spiritual. Sometimes there's a whole spiritual level involved. Floyd had over 300 fights, all his sparring, everything else, and his behind never had a spring in his wrist. This is the only time that happens. So sometimes God have divine intervention. And now JoJo could not only get paid, he could have another payday. So I think he gave his life to God and God rewarded him because this never happened to my son ever. But it is what it is. And I praise God that that boy get to do what he got to do to support his
He only
family.
made
Because
one.
we're gonna retire him. Well, we our goal is to retire him, just like retirement Tevin. That would have made a statement. So God knew what our plan was, and God saved him. So that's all that is. Yeah, Floyd, this is your interview, brother.
Well, I was just throwing the bolo. You got a wasp on you. Hey, no, you got a wasp on you.
Go ahead.
Watch out.
Tell me, you know, when we talk about JoJo per se, tell me, like, do you really feel like after fighting for the title, you think you would still give him that opportunity?
Yeah, he earned it. I'll give him the fight in February. I told Oscar. I told Oscar give him the fight in February.
Yeah. Also, this is something and I see the energy. You seem like you took like a hit that you really like. You could tell like you really wanted to fight JoJo.
I mean, yeah, it was a good name on my resume, but like Oscar and them were saying, like it's not necessarily a fight you need. Like, why risk hurting your hand even more? And you're in line for the world title. This wasp is not playing. It's
That's
good
good.
because it. Oh my bad. That's what the camera.
No, that's good. So Oscar De La Hoya was understanding
Yeah,
with the whole situation.
that's a fight I was looking forward to, but I still want to get that fight back in February. So,
Wow. Yeah. It's unfortunate, man. And like, tell me, for kids that are in your position and what you just experience now, what would be some of the things that you would give them for advice?
what you mean?
as far as not doing things to not hurt your hand. I mean, your dad clarified straightening up your wrist and all, but
Mhm.
obviously he did talk about the hand wrap situation, and also the focus. The focus of making sure that those knuckles land into the your target is important.
It's just punching like how my dad taught me how to punch, not just going in there, just thinking like you can throw punches hard any type of way you want. So, it's just all listen to my dad, how he tells me to throw punches. Because at the end of the day, if I would have done that, my hand wouldn't have been sprained. So I'm just learning, just gotta follow instructions. And then next time, throw the punch the right way.